Hair test number 1. Setting 1. Very minor hair movement. Test number 2. Level 2. Okay, hair movement. Have you been looking for another fan to buy to help in your shop or do other various projects? This is your review to help you determine whether this is going to be the right fan for you.
DIY with Chris, giving you the tools to do it yourself. Today on DIY with Chris.
We are going to be following the DIY with Chris product review template for in-store purchases. We picked this up at Home Depot for a price of $149. You can find the same one at or on Amazon for $190. It's a little bit odd. I usually find stuff cheaper on Amazon, but this one is a little bit cheaper at Home Depot. Amazon is pushing a smaller version that comes with batteries and whatnot. And so I only found one listing for this particular fan on there, but I'll give you the specs from both Home Depot and Amazon on that. This is the Ryobi 18 volt 1 Plus air cannon drum fan. So the 1 Plus system actually has a couple different versions. There's this 18 volt version, there's the 40 volt. We have the 40 volt for our string trimmer, and this is the first time we've got anything 18 volt, though this does have a corded capability as well. So you can go off of battery or cord for this particular fan. And so we purchased it. I don't have any batteries for this one, but we just purchased it for the cord because this is one of the very few fans that was left in store at this time. At the time that we're purchasing this fan, we have the large smoke cloud that has overcame Washington area, and so we tried to pick up something in store. There was recommendations of picking up fans and then attaching filters to them to try and help filter the air that is in your home and get some of that smoke out. So that's what we're going to be trying to do with this one. It was one of the only ones left in store, and it was previously open, but we'll go through and see what is all included, and I'll continue on with some of the other things that the store points out or the brand points out, and then the reviews on that. So the description that we have here that you can see is directly off of the Home Depot website. And so it just talks about being the 1 Plus hybrid system, being able to work off of both battery power and the cord. The 1 Plus system 18 volt has a lot of tools that are available. So if you purchase into that 18 volt battery system, then you can also use the same batteries that would power this for many of their other tools. And that's one of the big selling features for Ryobi's 1 Plus. And again, they have the two different versions. It boasts about having over 175 different cordless tools that fit in this one 18 volt system. And that's the main thing that they're advertising in regards to this fan, is that 1 Plus system. So the benefits of this is it is the hybrid, can work off of both battery and corded. The battery is not included in this, and it does have an integrated handle for maximum portability. You can see up top, looks like a pretty nice handle to me without taking out of the package, but it looks like it is pretty decent. It has a 220 degree head rotation to direct airflow in multiple directions. That is a nice feature, and I'm excited to test that out a little bit. It is kind of annoying, box fans that you can't rotate them, and even some of these circular fans like this when they only have a very limited rotation. So that can be very nice, especially for the shop here. And some people in their reviews did say that they had used these fans to take to like baseball games, soccer games, sporting events when it's warm outside, and then they just throw the battery on there, and now they have a little fan source to keep them cool. So that is a really good option for this. It has up to 2400 CFM for air movement there. Quiet air movement technology is available. Includes a screw mounting hole for optimum convenience and versatility. Helps provide comfortable temperatures during power outages. Part of the Ryobi 1 Plus system. 3-year limited manufacturer warranty, and the battery and charger are sold separately. The length is 24 inches, width is 24 inches, height is 13 inches, and the weight is 9 pounds. The color is the Ryobi green system. Ratings for this particular fan on Amazon is 4.5 star rating, average from 12 different reviews. And from Home Depot, which is where we purchased it, shows a 4.3 star rating, average from 613 reviews. So that is pretty dang good. The majority of it actually goes straight from 1 star to 3 star. I didn't see any 2 stars at the time that I made this review template. All of the 1 and 2 star reviews for this are talking about how fast it burns through the batteries when you're using them. Even the 6 amp hour, I saw somebody very specifically talk about having a 6 amp hour battery powering this, and it just burns through it so quickly. The air circulation that this is actually pushing off of battery power is very limited, and not all of those reviews specifically talked about just the air circulation being low off of battery power. Many of them didn't talk about what power source they were using, if it was direct or if it was off of batteries, but most of the reviews are just how quickly it burns through the power, and then also the fact that it just doesn't blow much air at all. So we'll get it out and test it out. If it doesn't blow very much, then we're going to take it back to the store, and maybe that's why this was returned in the first place, because it does have the blue painter's tape and everything probably after another return. So this was already opened up. But let's go ahead and get this cracked open here. So the contents that it is listing on here just talks about the actual fan itself, the cord, and then the instructions, which are right here. We have this styrofoam up top and a little bit of cardboard. This fan still has the plastic, so I'm guessing it wasn't used much before it was returned. We do have a base here, and I'm guessing this back portion is what it's talking about for possibly the wall mount feature. Two different plastic bags there, more styrofoam. All right, so this is the base unit. Looks like it's going to feed pretty easy here. So the stand just goes on both sides here, and then it does have these 2 buttons here to push down. It's going to click right into place, and there is the stand. Now we have on both sides the screw system, and that's going to help lock it into place and limit the range of movement. But let's test out the full range of movement. So it goes all the way down and just past all the way up, so it kind of comes back towards me as well. So it has quite the range on it, which is pretty impressive in my books. And from my experience, we'll go ahead and tighten both of those down. It's locked in place pretty well, so that is good. Looking at the back side of this, on the back side here, it is showing a 0 or an off position, a 1, 2, and 3 for fan circulation modes. And then you can also see right here where you can plug in your battery. So overall, this back portion isn't taking up a whole lot. It would kind of be nice if it didn't have this upper portion, but probably has to, being that you can feed in your battery right here. So it's going to have a little bit extra space. As far as the mounting that it was talking about, I do believe that that's what this is. So I could lock this in position right here, and then if we bolt something in here, you can probably secure that there to the wall and keep it out of the way and off of the ground. Let's go ahead and get some power to it and test and see how much force it has. So it is worth talking about this very short cord. It is a 4-foot cord as it shows on the box, but it is very short. Just sitting here on the table, I have power that's right here on my tool chest, and it is not going to reach all the way. So I'm going to have to do an extension or move my table. Likely is what I'm going to do here. As far as plugging it in, you're going to have your power, and then this top port right here, we can plug in right there, and that's where it connects on this side. And we'll move everything a little bit closer here. A lot closer. So we can have some power. I'm going to go ahead and turn this on, and we have still the product review template there and the instructions, and just see how much power this has. I'm going to first move over to the number 1 position and see how much power we have there. Hair test number 1, setting 1. Very minor hair movement. So a very good thing about this is overall it's nice and quiet. So it has a little bit, it's not a whole lot, but on the first setting I think that is okay. Moving up to number 2 here. I think number 2 is pretty good. I could definitely feel this. Probably from a ways away here. Test number 2, level 2. Okay, hair movement. Can show, oh yeah. So from here at the end of the table, I can feel that pretty good, and you can see how much it's moving this paper. And we'll bump it up to 3 here. 3 is blowing these papers. The pamphlet is still in place here. So it doesn't have that much power to where it's moving the pamphlet. And as far as this piece of paper here in front of me, it's got a bit of circulation. Test number 3, level 3. A little bit better hair movement, and it's actually pushing. So that does give you a bit of an idea about how much it has, and I'm not really raising my voice. I'm still talking pretty normal here, so even on the highest setting, it's not too loud. It is a little bit. You might want to speak up just a little bit more to articulate what you're saying, but overall, I think that it is pretty dang quiet for being this size and possibly having this much air. Now, when it says it's an air cannon, I would not agree with that at all. So as far as it boasting right here on the side about being an air cannon, I do not agree with that phrase at all for this particular product. I would say that if I was looking for a product that I'm really trying to move air, even if it's in this small shop that we have here, this probably wouldn't be what I was going to buy. If I'm really looking, say I was in a warmer state like Texas or California or whatnot, and if I'm trying to keep my shop cool, this would not be what I would want to use in here. So I think that if you're using it in the aspect of what the user was talking about when they left a review about taking it to a game and going off of battery power just to circulate some air. Now, I can't test how powerful it would be off of battery power, if that actually affects how much it's going to circulate. I can't speak to that, but I think that is an excellent idea and a good reason to have this type of a fan so that you can work off of both power types. So that is definitely an upsell and a feature there. I'm not going to return this right now because I do think it has adequate circulation power and it can help in the situation that we need it for right now. If we can get our filter attached to the back to it, just to help filter out some of that smoke that's happening right now. So overall, yes, I would say possibly recommend this to other people, but not if you're looking for something to really push some air. Overall, this being $150, I think that you're going to be paying for the convenience of the battery portion of it. I'm pretty sure that's where a majority of the price is coming from. Compared to a box fan, they're going to be able to push a lot more air. So I think there's kind of the give and take. I think you're paying for the convenience of the battery portion of it. I think you're paying for the ability to articulate it so much, but overall you could save quite a bit of money going with something else, or with going with a box fan if you're not worried about the articulation piece, because those cost much, much cheaper, and if you're not worried about taking it or making it mobile, essentially. But then you still have to worry about charging your batteries, and I don't know how long it actually lasts on those. That's one of the one-star reviews saying that it burns through them very quickly, though. So I would recommend this slightly to people, just depending on your needs, but overall probably get something else if you really need it to push some air. I hope that this review helped you guys out in determining whether this is a good product for you in your situation. So there are definitely some pros and cons of this particular fan. And if you have anything else, any other questions, I am going to be keeping this for a bit, so I can try and answer any other questions that you might have. I am not planning on purchasing batteries just to go with this, because I have the 40 volt system, not the 18 volt, and that's quite a bit to buy into just to get batteries. So I won't be able to help out with any questions on that side right off, but if you have anything else, please let me know. I will do my best to answer them as soon as I can, whether it's a video or just comments or replies to your comments. If anybody else has experience with these fans and somebody has asked a question that I haven't got to, please feel free to answer those and just respond to the community. That's the whole purpose of these videos, is that we can help each other out. Hopefully save people from making purchases that they would regret later. And then also helping them make better purchases or get projects done without having to spend a lot of money on a professional to do those when it's a perfectly good DIY task. So thank you for your time. I appreciate you guys watching. If you would subscribe to my channel, it really helps out. And the links that we have in the description are all affiliate links, and those really help out this channel as well. Have a great DIY day, team.
DIY with Chris, giving you the tools to do it yourself. Today on DIY with Chris.